Hello guys, Dan here, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will show you how to paint the Swiss Guard for Panoceania. I think this model is getting repacked for the Code 1, but I got this model from the Operation Ice Storm. So it's a really nice model and I really enjoyed painting it. So sit back, relax and let's paint him. I primed this model with the Wraithbone spray before I started doing any other paint job on it. First color I applied is a Black Templar contrast. So I use this on all the black under armor and all his weapons and the gloves. Only difference is that on the weapons I applied two very thick coats, while on the rest of the things I applied only one coat. So when you're applying second coat, just wait for the first one to completely dry, then apply the second one. We are doing this because we want the gun to be much darker than the rest of the armor, where we actually want to see some highlights there, especially on his pen. This is how I did it, so you can copy the same patterns. So it's just the under armor and the sides of the backpack, hilt of the blade and the gun. Now I will use light sea blue from Vallejo, and I will add a little water to this paint, just a one drop, just to flow better, and then I will paint all his armor with this. So this color have a really good coverage, so it took me only one thin coat to have a really nice color on the model. This is for the reference, just to see which parts you need to keep white, so we will paint them in a different color later. I will use Evil Sunz Scarlet and just paint these few panels with the red color and all those little lightings and displays that he have on the gauntlets and on the side of his legs as well. For the barrel of the gun I will use a brass scorpion and just applied it in two very thin coats, just not to block the details. And for his shoulders we can use Retributor Armour. I will apply this as well in one very thin coat. After we finish with basing the model with all the prime colors, we will have to wash the model completely. So for this particular wash I'm using dark tone And I will add a few drops of a quick shade wash medium so it flows better and it doesn't stick on the flat panels. If you don't have this wash, you can always use a Noon oil and add a few drops of Lamian medium inside so you get a better flow. So just wash the whole model completely. Before going for the next stage, wait a good amount of time so the wash dries properly. Now we will start working on the armor. We will go back to the light sea blue and we will go and enhance the blue colors on the armor so wherever the wash stained it, but we will still try to keep all the recesses dark. I can suggest you that you just repaint all the panels like 90% with these colors. So leave all the linings dark, all the recesses, so just be careful and go slowly around and just do the little fixes here and there. For the second stage of highlights, we will mix light sea blue and the sky blue, approximately 50-50, and then we will start highlighting just the upper portions of the armors, so the parts that are more exposed to the light. You want to cover with this color around 40 to 50% of the armor panels because you still want to keep the darker parts on the lower parts in the shade. At the end your result should be something like this. I don't know, can you really see good transitions because of the light, but in the real life there is like a really good transition between these colors. And our final highlight will be done with the sky blue, so just the pure sky blue without mixing it with anything, and just do the edge highlight on whole armor. So whenever you see a sharp edge, just draw a little line. This can be a little longer process, but this is like the most important process of this armor because it will really make it pop and look really great. For all the white armor panels I will use Ulthuan Grey and I will just repaint the flat areas that are the most raised and exposed to the light. This is just a little highlight, so try to keep all the recesses still black. And the final highlight will be done with the white scar. You will draw this as an edge highlight, so the sharp edges on the sides and the one on his feet as well on the boots, just the edges, and draw very thin lines, just a little. We will now go back to do the red details, so we'll just go back to the Evil Sun Scarlet and just repaint the red panels wherever they became too dark. So I suggest you repaint like 90% of them, but still leave the shades there, and just be careful not to go on the blue parts that we already did. And as well apply this to all those little lights that he have all around the armor. Our highlight color will be Fire Dragon Bright, and we will do on the armor panels just the edge highlight, while on all these the round lights that he have all around, just put one little dot in the middle. On his gauntlets, try to highlight the details because they're really nicely sculpted there, so I don't think that will be a big problem to highlight. And our second most important highlight on this model is actually the black parts, because this is the part that always like people will look into it when they look at your model. They will always look at the gun, they will always look at the head of the model. So we will use Administratum Grey, and we will do edge highlight on every single sharp edge on this gun. So have patience, go around and draw a thin line everywhere where you see the sharp edge. Just make an angle like 45 degrees and just pull it with the side of your brush. For his pants, for this under armor, take the paint on your brush and remove it a little, but don't remove too much, and then with the very light strokes just pull it like a dry brush and just paint this under armor. For all these gold and brass parts, we will use a Stormhost Silver, and we will just draw one nice edge highlight on every edge. Just go around and draw very thin lines. And the only thing that's left to be done on this model is the power sword. So now I will explain you like the simplest method to wet blend the colors on the sword. Here I have a Screamer Pink, I have Evil Sunz Scarlet, and I have a Fulgrim Pink as my three colors. And then I mixed the Screamer Pink with the Evil Sunz Scarlet, and I mixed Evil Sunz Scarlet with the Fulgrim Pink just to make a color in between. So this is the colors I will use for the sword. The first thing, I will apply the Screamer Pink on the top part of the sword and then on the bottom one as well. So just be careful and apply it like very wet. And then I will use the mix between the Evil Sunz Scarlet and the Screamer Pink, and I will apply it as a second color. And then in the middle I will apply a pure Evil Sunz Scarlet. And then after that I will use the mix between the Evil Sunz Scarlet and Fulgrim Pink and apply the last part of the sword. So after this I will just keep going back and forward with all these colors and just try to smudge in between to create a transition. Just to give you a little tip, so whenever you wanna paint some color, you will always start from the point of transition, so where the two colors are meeting, and then you pull it back to the original color that you have on your brush. So this method is working better the more you do it. So it would take a few passes just to create beautiful transitions. This is a little practice, and it depends on you how much you want to refine it and how much you want to do it. This is the result I got after like maybe 10 minutes of work, so it was really quick and simple. Meanwhile, while I still have a red Evil Sunz Scarlet on my brush, I noticed that I forgot to draw this little decorative detail that he have around his neck, so I will just draw a few lines there just to make it look a little more attractive. Meanwhile, our sword is completely dried now, so we can to the edge highlight. I will use a pure Fulgrim Pink, and I will just draw lines on every single sharp edge of this sword. So just go around steady hand, try not to mess the work that we previously did. The best thing is just to use the side of your brush and make like a 45 to 90 degree angle and draw the lines. And now we will create these reflections on the sword. Just draw a little angled lines. And that's it, my model is completed. I will transfer him on the base that I previously did when I did like all my Panoceania bases. I think I did a batch of 30 of them. I will link the video in description below, so if you wanna follow it how to make the same one. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it will mean a lot. And if you have any suggestions, you wanna see any other paint scheme or any other model I paint, please leave a comment and I will do my best to do it. So this is all for now. Stay safe, take care, and bye bye.